Hello and welcome to Technical Utkranti, and today we are going to see the third question on linked lists. Overall, it is going to be the 29th video in our DSA series. In this video, we'll first understand what is the problem, then we'll go on to understand the approach to solving the problem, then we'll see the pseudocode, and finally the Python implementation of the solution. These are the questions that we have done till now, and let's jump straight to understanding the question. You are given two linked lists 124 and 134. You need to merge them in another linked list in a sorted manner. For example, we have 124, and if I have to merge these two in a sorted manner, it would be having 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So this is the outcome that our algorithm should generate. This is the LeetCode problem number 21. Before looking at the solution, I recommend you to attempt the question yourself. The link to the question is given in the description. Let's understand the approach to merge these two sorted linked lists into another linked list. Okay. To begin with, we'll have two pointers pointing at the start of both the linked lists. We'll compare the value pointed by the two pointers, and whichever is less, that is merged, and the same pointer is then incremented. Then while comparing 2 and 1, 1 is lesser, so 1 is merged and the pointer is incremented. While comparing 2 and 3, 2 is lesser, so 2 is merged and it is incremented. 4 and 3, 3 is lesser, 3 is merged and it is incremented. 4 and 4, anyone we can take. So let's say I take this one and move this ahead and merge it over here. As soon as any one of the linked lists gets over, the remainder of the elements of the linked list that is not exhausted are already in sorted order. So we'll just take them from the linked list and place it in the merged linked list. And we are done. This is the approach. This approach involves O of n time complexity. Now let's write the pseudocode for this. We'll have three while loops. The first while loop is used to compare the elements of the two linked lists. And it will go on until any one of the linked list is exhausted. So that's why I'm writing while L1 and L2, which means that if any of one of the linked list gets exhausted, the while loop will be finished. L1 dot value is less than L2 dot value, then merge L1 and L1 is equals to L1 dot next, which means that the value pointed by L1 was less, so I merged it and moved it ahead. Else means L2 is smaller, so I'll merge L2 and L2 is equals to L2 dot next. So this while loop will go on until L1 or L2 gets exhausted. Now if one of the linked list is exhausted, we need to incorporate a remainder of the elements of the other linked list. So we'll have one while loop for L1. We'll just say merge L1 and move it ahead. And we'll have the same while loop for L2 as well. Merge L2 and L2 is equals to L2 dot next. We need to have two while loops over here for both L1 and L2 because over here we don't know which of the linked list got exhausted. So whichever is the remaining linked list, it would get executed either by this linked list if it is L1 or this while loop if it is L2. Alright. So I hope the pseudocode is also clear to you. Now let's jump straight to understanding the Python implementation. So in the linked list class, this is the method that I've added in order to merge two linked lists. So the first linked list is pointed by the self and the second linked list is LL2. I have two pointers that point at the start of the two linked list. Then I'm creating the new linked list, and this is the first while loop we saw in the pseudocode. We say that if until any of the linked lists get exhausted, do the comparison and merge the smaller element into the new linked list and increment the pointer and keep going like this. Now, if any one of the linked list that was remaining after this while loop to be merged, then all its elements will be merged to the new linked list, and similarly for the second linked list. I hope this particular implementation was clear to you. Finally, we are returning the new linked list. Here, I'll create two linked lists. So here, this way I create the first linked list, and this way I create the second linked list. And then I'll merge the two linked lists. So this would return me the merged linked list. And then I'll print it. So how all these class methods are working, I would recommend you to see all the videos starting from linked list part 1, part 2, and this is the third video. And you'll get to know how these methods are working, how am I creating the linked list, how am I inserting the elements, and so on. As you can see, I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So I hope you liked this video. If you did like the video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye. Good night.